precision. Now, oh yeah, when the devil want to breathe, we have to turn it off. Whoa, them to know by now. Me have successfulness deep in my veins. Me not quit now. So wicked Babylon can move all up and change. Me a hold on, now give up me progress for no one. We can't miss, remember this. Oh, I'm reaching for the highest of heights. No bad man can bring me down, no there. Me no go for no kind of this, no. Highest of heights. No bad man can put me down nowhere. I'm a God bless youth and chosen out of you, yeah. In the Most High's name, I just wanna be successful, yeah. In the Most High's name, you know I try to look back with face bad mind. In the Most High's name, I just wanna be successful, yeah. To the Most High's name, I try to look back to waste my time. Ask them this for me now. See if some boy coulda give the answer. Never believe failure woulda be my thing. Success is from my king any day. Never fail, never bounce. But me I go for mine. Me I hope and pray. Jehovah guide my way. You want succeed and you there. Put your one in the air and say, wind it up. Lift your one in the air. Wind it up to the tune where you play. Me nah go fail again. Failure is for either them. If you believe that you are making it, then go get it. I'm reaching for the highest of heights. No bad man can bring me down, no there. Me no go for no time, no place, no. Highest of heights. No bad man can put me down nowhere. I'm a God bless youth and chosen out of you, yeah. In the Most High's name, I just wanna be successful, yeah. In the Most High's name, you know I try to look back with face bad mind. In the Most High's name, I just wanna be successful, yeah. To the Most High's name, I try to look back to waste my time. And walk to see you fall down, bumps and knees step on the ground, but we have to rise again. Lord, your children, so shine like the star that you are. But mine cannot stop you. Haters can't stop you. Ask them this for me now. See if some boy coulda give the answer. See if them a find a ounce of failure in a this artist that you create, yeah. Me nah go fail again. Failure is for either them. If you believe that you will make it, then go get it. I'm reaching for the highest of heights. No bad man can bring me down, no there. No for no time, no place, no. Highest of heights. No bad man can put me down nowhere. I'm a God bless youth and chosen out of you, yeah. In the Most High's name, I just wanna be successful, yeah. In the Most High's name, you know I try to look back with face bad mind. In the Most High's name, I just wanna be successful, yeah. To the Most High's name, I try to look back to waste my time. Can't bring me down, no. Can't bring me down, down. Can't bring me down, no. No bad man can't bring me down, no. Can't put me down. Can't put me down, down. Can't put down. No bad man can't put me down, no.
Psalm 27 by David. Yahweh is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers came at me to eat up my flesh, even my adversaries and my foes, they stumbled and fell. Though a host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, even then I will be confident. One thing I have asked of Yahweh, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahweh all the days of my life, to see Yahweh's beauty, and to inquire in his temple. For in the day of trouble he will keep me secretly in his pavilion. In the covert of his tent he will hide me. He will lift me up on a rock. Now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me. I will offer sacrifices of joy in his tent. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to Yahweh. Hear, Yahweh, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also on me and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, I will seek your face, Yahweh. Don't hide your face from me. Don't put your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Don't abandon me, neither forsake me, God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then Yahweh will take me up. Teach me your way, Yahweh. Lead me in a straight path because of my enemies. Don't deliver me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen up against me, such as breathe out cruelty. I am still confident of this. I will see the goodness of Yahweh in the land of the living. Wait for Yahweh. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes,
In those days,
wait for Yahweh.
there was a very great multitude, and they had nothing to eat. Jesus called his disciples to himself and said to them, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have stayed with me now 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them away fasting to their home, they will faint on the way, for some of them have come a long way. His disciples answered him, From where could one satisfy these people with bread here in a deserted place? He asked them, How many loaves do you have? They said, 7. He commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground, and he took the 7 loaves. Having given thanks, he broke them and gave them to his disciples to serve, and they served the multitude. They had a few small fish. Having blessed them, he said to serve these also. They ate and were filled. They took up 7 baskets of broken pieces that were left over. Those who had eaten were about 4,000. Then he sent them away. Immediately he entered into the boat with his disciples and came into the region of Dalmanutha. The Pharisees came out and began to question him, seeking from him a sign from heaven, and testing him. He sighed deeply in his spirit and said, Why does this generation seek a sign? Most assuredly, I tell you, no sign will be given to this generation. He left them, and again entering into the boat, departed to the other side. They forgot to take bread, and they didn't have more than 1 loaf in the boat with them. He charged them, saying, Take heed, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and the yeast of Herod. They reasoned with one another, saying, It's because we have no bread. Jesus, perceiving it, said to them, Why do you reason that it's because you have no bread? Don't you perceive yet, neither understand? Is your heart still hardened? Having eyes, don't you see? Having ears, don't you hear? Don't you remember? When I broke the 5 loaves among the 5,000, how many baskets full of broken pieces did you take up? They told him, 12. When the 7 loaves fed the 4,000, how many baskets full of broken pieces did you take up? They told him, 7. He asked them then, Don't you understand yet? He came to Bethsaida. They brought a blind man to him and begged him to touch him. He took hold of the blind man by the hand and brought him out of the village. When he had spit on his eyes and laid his hands on him, he asked him if he saw anything. He looked up and said, I see men, for I see them like trees walking. Then again he laid his hands on his eyes. He looked intently and was restored, and saw everyone clearly. He sent him away to his house, saying, Don't enter into the village, nor tell anyone in the village. Jesus went out with his disciples into the villages of Caesarea Philippi. On the way he asked his disciples, Who do men say that I am? They told him, John the Baptizer, and others say Elijah, but others one of the prophets. He said to them, But who do you say that I am? Peter answered, You are the Christ. He charged them that they should tell no one about him. He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed.
And after 3 days rise again. He spoke to them openly.
Peter took him and began to rebuke him. But he, turning around and seeing his disciples, rebuked Peter and said, Get behind me, Satan, for you have in mind not things of God, but the things of men. He called the multitude to himself with his disciples and said to them, Whoever wants to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, and whoever will lose his life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his life? For what will a man give in exchange for his life? For whoever will be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man also will be ashamed of him when he comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. He said to them, Most assuredly, I tell you, there are some standing here who will in no way taste death.
I dedicate this song to recession, depression, and unemployment. This song's for you.
Today's a new day, but there is no sunshine. Nothing but clouds, and it's dark in my heart, and it feels like a cold night. Today's a new day.
be honest with you.
I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain fell from heaven like a shower now.
When I think how much better I'm gonna be when this is over,
I smile, even though I hurt, see I smile. I know God is working, so I smile, even though I've been here for a while.
what you do?
I smile,
Come on and
smile. It's so hard to look up when
come on.
today's a new day, but there is no sunshine. Nothing but clouds, and it's dark in my heart, and it feels like a cold night.
It ain't easy, but
Today's a new day, but tell me, where are my blue skies?
where is that love, y'all?
Where is the love and the joy that you promised me? Tell me it's alright.
The truth is,
I almost gave up, but a power that I can't
that
explain
Holy Ghost power, y'all.
fell from heaven like a shower down.
Now I know we've been hurt, y'all, but still,
I smile,
come on.
even though I hurt, see I smile.
Can y'all feel that?
I know God is working, so I smile, even though I've been here for a while.
Still,
I smile,
hallelujah.
smile. It's so hard to look up when you've been down. Sure would hate to see you give up now.
God's people,
You look so much better when you smile.
let's go.
Smile for me.
Whoa.
Can you just smile for me?
Whatever you're in right now,
Smile for me.
smile.
Can you just smile for me?
And my people say,
You look so much better when you. You look so much better when you. You look so much better when you.
I say,
You look so much better when you.
and while you waiting,
You look so much better when you.
yeah, and while you praying,
You look so much better when you.
look in the mirror.
You look so much better when you.
Always remember,
You look so much better when you smile.
Come on.
I almost gave up.
almost
a
gave
power
up.
that I can't
but that
explain
Holy Ghost power, y'all,
fell from heaven
came
like a
down from
shower
heaven.
down.
Hardships, difficulties,
Right now,
tears, storms. This is what I do.
I smile. Even though I hurt, see I smile.
But that feels good.
I know God is working, so I smile.
All things are working.
Even though I've been here for a while,
Still,
I smile. Smile.
hallelujah.
It's so hard to look up when you've been down.
I know it's hard right now
Sure would hate to see you give up now.
because you're a winner.
You look so much better when you smile.
You look better.
So smile.
Dallas,
You look so much better when you.
New
You
Orleans,
look so much better when you.
come on,
You
Cleveland,
look so much better when you. You
Detroit,
look so much better when you.
feel
You
it,
look so much better when you.
Jersey,
You look so much better when you. You
LA.
look so much better when you.
All my people say,
You look so much better when you smile.
see, I just don't want you to be happy, because then you gotta have something happen then. I want you to have joy, because can't nobody take that from you. I see you. Smile.
Jehovah do it, Jehovah do it, Jehovah do it, let my enemies see you. Jehovah do it, do it, do it, do it. Jehovah do greatness. Do it, do it, do it. I say do it. Oh, Jehovah, do it. 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 Let my enemies see. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Let my enemies see. The many from my failure, you turn it into success. The many from my defeat, Lord, you turn it into victory. The many from my divorce, you turn it into marriage. The many from my setback, Lord, you turn it into achievement. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, Jehovah, do it. Do it, Papa. I said, do it, Jehovah, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, Jehovah, do it. Do it, do it. Let my enemies see me. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Let my enemies see. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Let my enemies see. Do it for my country, do it for my people, do it for my relatives. I said, do it for the young man, do it for that woman. Say, do it for my sister, do it for my brother. I said, do it for my music, and do it for my nation. Say, do it for the leaders. Do it, do it, do it. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Let my enemies see. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Jehovah, do it. Let my enemies see. Do it, Jehovah, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, Jehovah, do it. Let my enemies see. Do it, Jehovah, do it. Do it, do it, Boku. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Let them see you. Teach my destiny. Jehovah, teach my future. Jehovah, teach my life. Oh, let my enemies see me. Do it in my life. Do it in my family. Jehovah, teach my life. Oh, do it for my future. Do it, do it, do it. Jehovah, 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 do it. Let my enemies see.
spreading wings. Planted there everywhere. For every man to planting pepper. Why you gonna walk out to block my way? Why you gonna walk out say make I cry? Why you gonna walk out to pull me down? Why you gonna walk out to see me fall? Man we gonna majority. Bad belly, good say belly. I wear it, no like fire. You no go fit, take a seat, drink Gary. Enemy they shout, enemy they wreck. Them wuru waka no get answer. Enemy they fight, enemy they back. Them mago waka no get answer. Them wuru waka no get answer. Jehovah Rapha do one for me. Them mago waka no get answer. Jehovah Jara put them to shame.
Jehovah, I thank you, Jah, for your kindness. You bless me, organize me, elevate me so high for your timeless. See, anytime I walk up for road, now so the people they talk, say na me be the finest. Because you they shine your divine light for my sweet life, and I they feel the brightness. See, Papa God, you too much, yeah. You too much, yeah. Eledumare, you too much, yeah. You too much, yeah. You bring me back from death to life. You fill my soul with happiness. I go praise your name forever and ever.
I praise your name, oh Baba. I worship you, oh Baba. I lift your name high. You see their life, you see their life. You don't belly, you belly. In water. I walk out to the valley of the shadow of death, yo. Jehovah Rapha never leave my side. People carry rumor, them say I die. Lily of the valley, put them all to shame. Alpha and Omega, do one for me. Rock of Ages, do one for me. If you don't follow God where I serve, brother testimony no good. Why? People go there, people go there, people go there. What can make you fail? People go there, people go there, people go there. What can make you poor? I say why? Bango there, bango there, bango there. What can make you cry? People go there, people go there, people go there. What can make you cry? Enemy they shout, enemy they wreck. Them wuru waka no get answer. Enemy they fight, enemy they back. Them mago waka no get answer. Them wuru waka no get answer. Jehovah Rapha do one for me. Them mago waka no get answer. Jehovah Jara put them to shame. Okweye lo iye Baba. Mo gbe o sókè, mo gbe ọ̀gá lójú ọmọ aráyé. O ṣé bàbá o ṣé Olúwa ṣé o. O ṣé Olúwa mi o bàbá. Dúpẹ́ o ṣé bàbá. Ayé retí ilé o. Níbo lè fi tó Olúwa sí o. Níbo lè fi tó Olúwa sí. Abẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ kárò ṣe é o. Oh praise your name o. I worship you Lord. O ṣé bàbá. I exalt your name Lord. Glorify. O ṣé bàbá. Ruler of the world. Changeable changer. O ṣé bàbá. And we worship you. And we praise you forever. O ṣé bàbá. Ọpẹ́ yẹ ọ́ bàbá. Ìyìn yẹ ọ́ bàbá. Ọpẹ́ yẹ ọ́ bàbá. Ìyìn yẹ ọ́. O ṣé bàbá. O ṣé bàbá.
Jesus, bless our country. Bless every child who lost their mommies and daddies. Let them know how much you love them.
And how much you care.
And they don't have to be afraid.
For you have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind.
Amen.
my soul.